The call. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Ron Powell. Megan has the night off. We are talking about your cell phone data and who can access it. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Zach Worthington spoke with our police department to get their take on it and has more in tonight's top story. Zach?
Rod, the ruling on Friday protects cell phone data from the government unless a warrant is obtained. I talked to Lincoln Police today to see how it will affect their investigations.
Cell phones continue to be a very important part of every investigation that we are completing here.
A historic ruling on Friday. In a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court defended digital privacy rights. It said obtaining cell site location information without a warrant was an invasion of privacy. Lincoln Police Chief Jeff Blymeister says the standards needed to gain access to private citizens' phone records has changed. He also says the transition won't be too noticeable.
Reasonable grounds was the standard that had to be met. But once again, in Lincoln and Lancaster County forever, we have relied upon the higher standard of probable cause.
Nationally, cell phone data requests are quite common. In 2016, there were 125,000 requests by police alone. In Friday's decision, the court ruled that cell phone location data is different. The old standard, reasonable grounds, has now been raised to probable cause.
This is the standard that we rely on for our arrest. It's a really high standard, and it should be, because we want to protect the privacy rights of all of those that live and work in our community.
Conventional surveillance techniques and tools such as security cameras or even monitoring cell phone location data in real time remain constitutional. Warrants are now the norm to acquire private location data, but they can be skipped in extreme cases involving imminent threats.
We've had many conversations over the last decade and more about what standard we need to meet. And that standard has been probable cause, and we don't anticipate it having an adverse impact on any cases that we have already investigated.
A local case that has garnered public interest, the Sidney Loof case, is being handled by the Attorney General's office. After a request for comment, they said, quote, "We are confident in the constitutionality of the legal process used to obtain the cell site data in the Sidney Loof investigation." Police Chief Blymeister says his department has been using the higher standard before accessing private information for more than a decade. He says Friday's ruling was certainly good news for the private citizen.
All right, Zach, thank you so much for the story.